Giving us a couple of seconds to make certain that everything is catching up properly on here, and it looks like we're good and ready to go. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. This is our fairly rare weather overtime update. Haven't done it in quite some time because of the fact that, again, we want to make certain that everything's working properly. And unfortunately, over the last couple of months, due to some engineering computer issues, things have not been going all that well. So we're on tonight. Hopefully it works. Hopefully you're hearing me and everything is working properly. Any questions, drop them into the chat function. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. So again, not exactly on a lot of other major social media, mainly because Facebook kicked me off and refuses to use my re-login credentials to get back in again. Anyway, that's a complaint for another time. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. May have said that already. This is our online video weather blog, Weather Overtime. Want to make certain everybody's up to date in regards to what's going on with the forecast. We are going to be seeing some warm temperatures over the next few days, and there is issues in the tropics, a lot of them, in fact, but we'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit, so definitely want to stay tuned for more there. Want to start off with a quick peek. Get a lot of complaints that we don't feature the almanac enough, so we'll just go ahead and feature that for tonight to start things off here. We did manage to make our way back into the 80s, right about normal for this time of the year, back in the lower 80s, and just above normal on the low temperatures, so it's been a warm, fairly sultry day. We managed to pick up a little bit of rainfall, not enough in any way, shape, or form to make up for the deficit that we have gained in the month of September. We still are ahead for the year, thanks to that about a month ago we got deluged by several inches of rainfall that shut down I-24. That's why we have, excuse me, less in the way of a deficit here. For right now, over the next several days and weeks, theoretically, we could go most of the rest of the year without any rainfall and still wind up with some pretty good conditions out there. So we do have some more chances of rain. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. Let's go ahead and feature our picture of the day from the Clay Kistner Paving and Seal Coating weather window picture of Jellicoe Mountain. Thank you very much, News 12 viewer Evelyn Nemec from Ocoee, for a beautiful view there. If you've got pictures, we'd love to see what it is that you're seeing out there, so go ahead and send them in to us. You can drop them to our email at pictures@wdef.com. You can go to our social media pages and drop them to the comments section, or you can go to our main weather window headquarters at wdef.com/photos if you'd like to drop those off. Temperatures out there right now, again, not doing too bad. It is very warm and muggy. Definitely not what we would hope for at this time of the year, but hopefully some nicer conditions coming up pretty soon. 73 degrees, Island Cove Marina and Resort camera off into the distance at Hunter Road in Tennessee, 58. All of our cameras available on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network. And again, it's very warm, very muggy for this time of the year. Would like to get a little bit cooler conditions in here if at all possible. And just before the top of the hour, we're coming up on 10 o'clock Eastern time. We're ranging from the 60s and 70s to about 80 degrees down around Rome, Georgia. So this is how not cool it is out there. Not even close to jacket weather, and low temperatures overnight will be rather on the not cool side as well. So it'd be nice to get some activity out of here in the way of rain and thunderstorms. So for right now, to cool us off, we're not picking up much of anything. Now we are watching, again, lots of activity back to the west of us, including some thunderstorms trying to keep going over Middle Tennessee. More thunderstorms, tornado and severe thunderstorm watches, respectively, over Arkansas and Oklahoma. Now, all of this is moving our way, but it is, again, moving into relatively stable air, so we don't see a lot going on just yet. Rumbles of thunder, maybe a shower overnight, but that is really going to be about all we pick up out there, and beyond that there's just really not that much going on, at least for the time being. Now tomorrow that may change by just a little bit. We are watching again for a new storm system to arrive it's going to be coming up back to our west, and as it moves across the area back to the east, we should be looking at a decent amount of chances of showers and thunderstorms here. This is moving into a lot of warm, moist air coming in from off the Gulf of Mexico. We see again the warm and muggy conditions to continue. Now, once this makes its way all the way through, chances of showers will remain, but it looks like it is going to be sticking around for the time being. Could even be some rain chances around the area of toward Friday night, around Friday night football, and beyond that, there's really just not that much to expect out of this. So again, the potential of severe weather may be an issue. We'll be watching that very carefully from that storm system. Now tonight, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, thunderstorms, yes, but in the meantime, this is where we may see some changes taking place. Wednesday, the possibility of severe weather to the west early, and then moving our direction as we go into Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Now note this dark green color, that is a 1 out of 5 severe weather threat. That's not huge, but it is, again, needful to remind everyone that this is the time of the year as we get into that second severe weather season. That's where we really need to pay attention out there. So again, time to be weather aware, and we'll keep you updated on everything going on. The main threat tomorrow will be damaging winds, 55 miles per hour plus from any storms that do turn severe. And then as we get into and around Thursday, the threat will be with us early in the morning, leaving to the east as we get into the end of the week. And again, the chances of showers and thunderstorms will dwindle over the next couple of days. What we are not going to see is any dry weather anytime soon. We are doing okay on rainfall for right now, but what we are also going to see is, again, the potential for some heavier amounts of rainfall out there. I'm trying to find my rainfall graphic back. I knew I had it here somewhere. There we go. Okay, for tonight and the next couple of days, these numbers have fluctuated, but overall in the last couple of days, the 3-day rainfall forecast is showing an increase in the potential of rainfall, heaviest into the more mountainous areas of northwest Georgia and northeast Alabama, right along on either side of I-59, and into the Appalachians, southeast Tennessee, North Georgia, and western North Carolina. Some of those areas of topography, they're so stilted to where they are, in some cases, like 45-degree angles, even worse. In some of those mountain valleys and passes out there, that focuses the rainfall. And that is what we may be looking at here in the course of the next couple of days. Now tonight, the flash flooding threat is minimal. Better possibilities back to our west. As we get into Wednesday, the best potential, again, will be back to our west and north, but we still have an increased potential of flash flooding. That sticks around, but minimizes as we go toward Thursdays. The chances of rain move out of the picture, and then by Friday and into Saturday, the threat will be gone and heading away from us. So that'll do it for the chances of rain causing any major possibilities of flash flooding. So again, for the next couple of days, things are going to be fairly soggy. Outdoor activity is going to have to pay attention to what is going on when it comes to safety, and to make certain someone, principal, football coach, referee, people in the stands, people in the booth, wherever you are going to be, to watch out, again, for both this potential of severe weather and also that possibility of flash flooding. That'll be sticking around out there as well for the next couple of days. After that, the 7-day forecast kind of tones down a little bit. Best potential of rain and thunderstorms will be coming up on Thursday, diminishing through Friday and early Saturday. And then we get one day without rainfall, kind of warm, but very close to where we should be for this time of the year, before picking up more chances of showers and thunderstorms as we get into the early part of next week. And as of right now, again, these numbers pretty well close to spot on normal. But in the course of the next few days, as we take a look at the temperatures, there is going to be the possibility of, it looks like, a bit of a warm-up taking place through the late part of the month into early October. This is where we're looking at the heaviest potential for hot weather coming back our direction. Maybe not hot, maybe just very warm, but it is still going to be, again, pretty toasty. If all the models line up on this, this is where we see the worst potential of anything involving hotter weather. Let's just go ahead and call it that for right now, because at this time of the year, you're expecting cooler weather, and we're not going to be looking at that again anytime soon. Possibility of lightning into tonight, not really seeing a lot, but as we go into and around the area of Wednesday morning, that is where we see the potential of showers and thunderstorms. Not as powerful as they could be, but still dropping a decent amount of lightning coming through. Could be some pretty good clusters of that through the next couple of days, and that could go right on through dismissal time for the kids early tomorrow afternoon as they head home, and then more chances of thunderstorms boiling up and heading through as we get into about midnight Thursday. This map is showing the potential, the concentration of lightning. So again, expecting the potential of these storms to still be packing a bit of a punch, and some of that lightning could be staying around to just about drive time early Thursday morning. So it looks like we're going to be picking up a decent amount of rain and lightning, and again, possibly severe weather. So that is really something we're going to have to watch out for in the course of the next couple of days. Now, into the tropics, Gabrielle is still now down to a Category 3, still a major hurricane. Category 3 and above is a major hurricane. So looking a little bit more lopsided again as dry air comes around the western side. This is going to be taking off for Western Europe in the next few days, and it won't arrive as a hurricane, but it is possible that we could be looking at the potential of maybe a windstorm for areas of the Iberian Peninsula. That could be pretty interesting there to see what is going on. So we'll be watching Gabrielle's demise slowly over the next few days to give you an idea as to what is going on with that. I'm just updating this real quick. This is not automatic. I have to do this myself. This right here is brand new information from the National Hurricane Center. This disturbance here, moving up to the west-northwest around the Leeward Islands, moving this direction, this had a much less potential chance of developing into something into the last couple of days. And now the National Hurricane Center has upgraded this to a high risk. This one, again, we're watching this one here, a storm that's been around off the coast of Africa for the last few days. This one, again, making its way to the northwest. This one is expected to curve and kind of follow Gabrielle's path if it picks up on that jet stream going from northwest to northeast. It's possible that the passage of Gabrielle has stirred up colder water from the depths of the Atlantic, and it's possible this system may not do quite as well. But in the meantime, there's still a potential of that causing problems. Whether or not that's a threat for Bermuda, we'll have to wait on that. This system, on the other hand, is something that needs to be watched if you are heading to any Caribbean or Bahamas area port in the next few days to the next week or so. This one right here looks like it stands a much better chance of developing. And notice at this time that this system is going to appear to go possibly, it could go anywhere in this area, but it could go very close to the Bahamas and very close to the east coast of the United States. So that is something that really needs to be monitored. Again, if you're heading anywhere between Key West and Boston, you need to watch this, be weather aware, and pay attention to what is going on with the forecast. Now, what do the computer models show? Well, a couple of things. Number one, for this forecast, and they are in much better agreement in the last model run, they were spread out all over the place here. Every single color line that you see is a computer model designed to track where hurricanes can go, where the best potential is given the atmospheric conditions out there. And this right now, over the last couple of hours to, again, about 24 hours ago, was more spread out all over the place. So some of the models heading for the Gulf, some up the East Coast, some boomeranging after Gabrielle, which may still happen. There's no question about that. But for right now, more of these models are in very good agreement, taking them up to the north and eventually to the northeast, especially with that one frontal system off the coast that could act like a curb and move it up that way. Now, is this the way it's going to stay? For right now, again, this is what it looks like at 10 o'clock Eastern Time Tuesday. It could easily change. This could become, it's an area of investigation in the Atlantic. So this is why it's titled that. It's not strong enough, it's not organized enough for a designation of a tropical depression or a tropical storm. But it is, again, organized enough for the National Hurricane Center to really give this a good look and keep track of things. There's a little bit more spin involved here, so we might begin to get more potential problems out of this out of the next few days, possibly affecting Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, and the Bahamas. Excuse me. This storm, again, east coast of the United States. That's where we really need to pay attention to this, so please keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll let you know more about that. Now, Gabrielle is making its way across the Atlantic over the next few days. Looks like it's going to be at least a Category 1, downgrading to that by Friday evening, and by Monday morning could be impacting parts of the Iberian Peninsula, Western Europe even. It's going to be a tropical storm, post-tropical storm at that point in time. But it is possible that this system, again, could be giving some pretty good amounts of wind, maybe rain and slow travel to parts of France, Portugal, Spain, depending on what happens to it, maybe even parts of North Africa after that. But for right now, it doesn't appear to be an organized threat, and it is definitely not a threat to the United States. So good news on that. Invest Atlantic 94. That's where we really have to watch what's going on here. And, of course, the other area of investigation here, which is expected, again, to follow Gabrielle's path up to the northeast. So one system definitely needs to be watched. All of this definitely needs to be watched. This system over toward the east of the previous system, this one, again, looks like it's going to follow Gabrielle, and so far does not look to be a major threat for right now. So definitely some good news on that. But once again, if you are traveling anywhere near a coastline, you really need to pay attention to what is going on out there. Heading into tomorrow, going to the classroom, we should be seeing, again, some very mild conditions. Jacket in the morning, maybe. It's going to be not that cool out there except in the higher elevations. So for right now, I think we're going to be seeing some very mild and humid conditions out there. High 60s for the bell ringing in the morning and lower 80s by the time the class gets out in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds could stir the humidity around a little bit, but there will be better chances of showers and thunderstorms going on throughout the rest of the day. So that mad dash from the school to the bus or the car rider line may need some rain protection there, so definitely want to make certain that you're paying attention to that in the next few days. We are coming up on the anniversary of the arrival of Hurricane Helene that went through parts of the southeast United States. It delivered over $78 billion worth of damage. It caused over 200 deaths. What have we learned since that? That's a good question, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, under the United States Department of Commerce, has a nice look back on this system about what happened, why, and how we can be better prepared for the next one. There's a certain project out there that would like you to believe that NOAA is misleading you and talks about nothing but climate change. The people who run that project and the very idea behind the project are wrong. NOAA is a public service agency, and they are together to put together safety issues, including climate change. Information about climate change is part of their charter and part of their mission to see how we as humans are affecting our planet, and a certain project needs to stop doing anything with NOAA, and the president needs to reverse decisions and bolster this agency rather than attacking it and hacking it to bits. That is just the way it is. that is, you may not agree with that, but again, if you don't agree with a scientific principle and you want to say the moon is made of green cheese, you have the right to believe that, but it doesn't mean that everybody else is going to believe with you. NOAA protects the United States, and weakening it and the National Weather Service is one of the most dangerous, stupid, and backwards ideas any government in charge of the United States has ever had. And that certain project, you need to start watching and learning more about science than anybody else, and look at what it is doing. The decimation of NOAA, the hurting of the agency, is doing a very good job of making all Americans less safe. So that certain project, you are hurting the United States by doing what you're doing through the executive branch and through know-nothings out there that want to hurt America just because you don't like the idea of anybody talking about climate change. So this right here is a good reminder of what NOAA does and how well it does. Turning over everything NOAA does to a regular business for profit, when you get charged for getting tornado warnings, things like that, that is ultimately self-defeating and pretty much wrong. It's a bad idea. Our tax dollars pay for this information, and having to pay somebody for it twice, especially certain private forecast agencies, that again is just reprehensible and does not need to happen. So if you'd like to know more about what NOAA does, this is a very good indicator of that. So how do you get there? How do you read this report? Head to our website, wdef.com/weather. Again, this is the place to where we talk about weather, about climate change, about weather safety, all of that information. And that's why we're able to talk about that, because we have freedom of speech and we are able to let you know the scientific background behind what is happening, either with hurricanes or climate change. NOAA is a great agency that helps and does not hinder the United States. And again, hurting NOAA because you don't like the words climate change, a lot of people in a certain project need to wise up and stop doing things like hurting NOAA. It really is one of the most catastrophic internal injuries to a government agency, self-inflicted by our own government, that I have ever seen in my entire life. So again, please take a look at this report, educate yourself on the power of the tropics and what we are doing to our planet through, again, climate change caused mostly by humans. This is a great opportunity to learn more about science and how we can help protect our planet. So again, please consider that if you would be so kind, and watch what goes on there. Walking the dog tonight or in the morning, it is going to be a little bit again on the hazy and humid side. So for right now, numbers into tonight are not going to be great for being outdoors. Add to that, there will be a lot of humidity around, so in the morning, you're not going to need a jacket with these temperatures. Thanks to News 12 viewer Billy from Chattanooga for a review of Pupper Remy, who's got all of his ducks, or in this case, Canada geese, in a row. That's our 1% list scenic city dog walking forecast pupper picture of the day. So again, stay tuned for more information on that, and we'll keep you advised on that in the course of the next several days. Neat information. Want to share this here real quick. Bringing information about the National Weather Service in Nashville. They are going to be returning to in-person Skywarn classes. Now, as of right now, none of these are going to be held in News 12 area counties. Middle Tennessee, the Plateau, yes, in the next month or so. But if you can't make the in-person meetings when they are offered in the area that National Weather Service Nashville covers, all you have to do is go to one of their online Skywarn training classes that'll be held from, again, this Wednesday, the 24th, through just about Halloween. We are on the cusp of severe weather season number 2. We need to be ready for that, and the National Weather Service can help you. So if you'd like to attend these meetings, go to weather.gov. You got the map of the United States. Go to Middle Tennessee, click on the map, and that'll take you to the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Nashville, Tennessee. and find out more under the online Skywarn classes information. And you can find out more details again by that. We'll be posting that again over the course of the next several days and weeks. So again, please stay tuned, and we'll keep you updated on the possibility of severe weather and how you can learn more about it. Also, if you would like to take the course of Skywarn training online, National Weather Service in Morristown, which covers part of the News 12 viewing area. You can take the Skywarn classes virtually. Go to weather.gov, that same map, but click on East Tennessee, weather.gov/MRX, and you can take the Skywarn training class online from the National Weather Service in Morristown. Add to that, and this is very important as well, that I want to make certain everybody is paying attention to as we go into severe weather season. It is critically important to make certain that you stay up to date with what is going on when it comes to severe weather. This is something we want everybody to be paying attention to. Maybe you just moved to this area. Maybe you've never been through a tornado warning before. Maybe you or your kids have a unnaturally high fear of severe weather. Once again, this is something that NOAA does to help keep the public safe. This is a great opportunity to learn more about handling storm stress and weather anxiety. It's a website that is filled with information from the meteorologists and experts at the National Weather Service in Morristown. If you'd like to know more about this to help you, a relative, a friend, a colleague at work, a child that you know, this may help you and them be less afraid when severe weather hits. It's one of the best programs out there. It's really cool, the National Weather Service in Morristown, to put a page like this together. It really is a good idea. Again, weather.gov/MRX. Time to pay attention to severe weather safety again, because October, November, and December, that's severe weather season number 2. So we need, again, to be watching that with a lot of interest and knowing what needs to be done beforehand. That's what can keep you the safest. Again, we want to prepare. We don't want to panic. We want, again, to be as prepared as possible to panic the least. Again, panic is a real thing when it comes to storm stress. So now, with places like this, a great opportunity, again, to learn more about how incredibly cool this information is and how we can make certain that everybody stays safe in the next several days, weeks, and months out there. I think that's going to do it for tonight. We managed to be on for a decent amount of time here, almost a half an hour. That's not too bad. Okay, no comments in the stream chat for right now. We'll be back when we're able to be back for, again, weather overtime. So definitely want to stay tuned for more forecast details there. Chip Chapman will have your forecast coming up bright and early on Wednesday morning, starting at 5 a.m. Eastern. So stay tuned again for more on that. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow evening. Hopefully, we're not going to need any severe weather coverage, but if there is, I'll let you know about that. So keep it tuned to News 12. Questions, concerns, ideas, email address at the bottom of the screen at aonic@wdef.com. And again, thanks to everybody for tuning in, both on air and online. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek. It is Tuesday evening, the 23rd of September. Don't forget to patronize our unofficially sponsored weather blog business. Again, Chloe's Cookies, Chloe's Giant Cookies at chloesgiantcookies.com, located back over in Memphis, run by my former producer at our former station in Memphis. Don't want to mention them because I don't want to give them any other impetus to try to sue me. But again, if you'd like to get some great cookies from a very hardworking, principled, straightforward young lady helping to support her family and her community, chloesgiantcookies.com. Great opportunity to have some. Try the Tipsy George cookie. They're about that big and about as thick as your wrist. So they are really, really good. And she only makes a certain amount of them. So definitely a time. Good opportunity to have something with your morning coffee. So think about that as well. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk more about what's going on with the weather tomorrow night. And of course, Chip in the morning. And I'll have more at 11 o'clock tonight. Thanks for joining us for Weather Overtime for Tuesday, September 23rd.